Keanu Reeves movie draft time. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank is the big wiener. So Frank will get to pick first, followed by Lan, and then followed by me. Frank,
yes.
What is your first Keanu Reeves
movie? The one with the best co-star he could ever ask for. I know everybody has that co-star on their mind. They know exactly who it is.
Hold on, can I guess it?
Uh-huh. Yes!
Is it going Point Break?
Point Break with Patrick Swayze. WWSD. What would Swayze do?
I had a feeling he was going to go Point Break first. It's a great movie. All right, Lan, what is your first choice in the Keanu Reeves movie draft?
I'm a pretty simple man when it comes to his movies, so I'm just gonna go John Wick.
Yeah.
Number one?
The number one.
John Wick, number one. You know, I've seen the first one, and I think I've started the second one, and that's it.
I've seen them all. They're actually all pretty.
I actually haven't seen the fourth one yet.
Yeah.
All right, so now I get to go back to back. Oh my goodness. Ooh, there's so many options here that I wanted to go.
So many.
God damn. Well, there's two that I might go with later on. Fuck.
Okay.
I never even thought about what the actual order of the movies that I was going to pick here. I didn't even know which one I wanted as my number one. But if I were to pick one Keanu Reeves movie as my first overall, you got to go with The Matrix, right?
The Matrix.
I still remember seeing the trailer for that at Lan's house. And again, his brother-in-law Fitz losing his mind. He's like,
I remember going to see that at the Clackamas Town Center.
Yep.
Was that after you ate the half chicken?
All right. No, this would have been a couple years before that, because I think the half-hatched chicken was like a couple years later. Golly, there's so many friggin' options here to go for Keanu Reeves movies. Oh, fine. We're gonna go comedy. Bill and Ted.
Damn it! That was the first movie I ever saw him in.
There's
strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah, what number are we thinking about? 69, dudes. Which, by the way, if you do ever make it down to Universal, Florida during Halloween Horror Nights, go check out the Bill and Ted show.
They got rid of it.
What?
Yeah, they pulled the plug on it. I guess it wasn't pulling people in.
God, because I remember a friend of mine, when we first went there, he told me about it. And my first thought was like, yeah, whatever. Like, there's no way it's going to be that good. It was always relevant, and it was funny.
We saw it that one time we went there.
Yeah, we did. It was great. All right, going back to Lan here. What is going to be your second pick here on Bill and Ted, here for Keanu Reeves?
Here, what?
I'm going to stick with a pattern here. I'm going to go with John Wick Chapter 2.
Oh my goodness, he's going for the triple feature.
With Common. Common was so good in this movie.
John Wick Chapter 2.
Then he dies.
All right, Frank, you get to go back to back.
Back to back. The first one I'll go with because Al Pacino's in it, so I'm going to go with The Devil's Advocate.
I was hoping you were going to let that one slide. That was one of the ones that I was really struggling with, because I really like that movie. I think it's highly underrated.
They filmed a little bit of that here in Florida, actually. I think down around Hogtown.
It was Charlize Theron was in that.
Yeah, it's like one of her first kind of roles there. So
I just love that. I'm a fan of man. He's the hand up Mona Lisa's skirt. All right, Frank. What's your third pick?
Al Pacino in his awesome overacting.
Yeah, he just yells everything.
She's got a great ass. I don't know if too many of you guys saw it. I liked Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure. It was good, but
no, it's not Bogus Adventure, sir.
Journey. I liked the third one, Face the Music. I don't know if you guys saw that one, but it's actually a pretty decent movie.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really good.
It is actually really good. So
is that Margot Robbie?
No, but they look a chick that looks like her. No,
No
but they
kidding.
play like 5 or 6 different versions of themselves, and it is hilarious, especially the ones when they're in jail. It is they're in prison. It is great. So you got to check that out if you haven't seen it.
All right, Lan, what is your third pick? Are you going to branch off from the John Wick movies here?
Will I? I don't know. Well, so my third pick, and I'm just gonna throw this one out there because
Speed 2.
I don't know if you guys are gonna think that this is gonna count.
He wasn't in Speed 2.
I know, that's why I said it.
So I'm
Toy
gonna
Story
throw this
4.
out there because if you know what I'm talking about here, you'll understand how good of a performance that Keanu Reeves had in this.
Always Be My Baby?
But I'm gonna say Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh Jesus, the video
The
game.
video game?
The video game. Because
It's gotta be
he
a movie.
he was amazing in that game.
Well, it's okay. He can be amazing in the game, but it doesn't count because the point is you're building a triple feature of movies.
Okay.
game
That's why I'm
sucks.
just throwing it out there.
But I do like the
And-
fact that you're bringing that up.
And fuck you, Frank, for laughing at me. So, because I'm sorry if I'm thinking outside of the box there, and not sticking to
I just
One of
remember
these-
people complaining about that game, just all the problems it had from.
Yeah, but were they
Well, they
complaining
eventually-
about his performance?
But they also
were they
eventually
complaining
patched
about
it up,
Keanu
didn't
Reeves?
they?
They've tried to. They still have issues with.
Wait. But were
I
they
don't know.
complaining about Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, they actually were because.
No, nobody. I think you just. I don't think you're right. I didn't hear anybody complaining about Keanu Reeves in that game.
I saw a lot of people because there were scenes where he would be in it and it wasn't his fault, but the program would mess up, and either it would just.
So they're not complaining about him.
They're not complaining about him.
That's
But
that's the point
they
he's
would
making.
complain about him, saying they spent all this money for him to be in it when they should have used it on fixing the game's issues. I think was one of the arguments that people brought up.
Whatever. All right, what's your third pick for the movie there, Lan?
I'm gonna go because his acting was so bad in this movie. Because I'm gonna go with Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, I was about to say Dracula.
Oh, there you
Because that
go.
accent. You guys want to know a funny story though?
I actually really like this movie. Besides him,
Dude, all I know is the one scene where he's like laying down and all the chicks are like fondling him.
yeah.
Let's just say a young Brandon was feeling things that day.
So there's some movie out there with.
It's when
him
I
and Denzel.
suddenly did not fear Dracula anymore. Because I was like, dude, if you get that, I'm in.
What was that English? But it was a I think it was a Shakespeare movie that Washington. It was like an all-star cast, but Denzel Washington and Keanu Reeves were in it. It was like in the early '90s, and their picture started floating around.
Say it again.
I think it was a Shakespeare movie with him and Denzel Washington, Keith with I can't remember. There's a few other people in it, but there was like this picture online floating around with them standing next to each other, and the joke was because you have Keanu Reeves with John Wick, and then you had Denzel. There you go. Much Ado About Nothing. They have Denzel with his what's the shoot 'em up movies that he has
I don't know, but
Well-
I know that's House's friend Wilson.
what's they made a TV show with Queen Latifah.
The
It was originally a
Equalizer?
TV show. Yes, The Equalizer. And everybody was saying that, look, Denzel's character, his great-great-great-great-grandfather was friends with John Wick's great-great-great-great-grandfather. And it was all this, like, they need to make a movie to where John Wick and The Equalizer face off and tie it back to that, like some weird picture of them standing together. I don't know. That just hit my memory there. Spit on it.
Spit on it. All right, so golly, I bunch of honorable mentions in here. So of course we do have
Scanner Darkly. That was
Scanner
a weird
Darkly.
movie. That was a trip.
We also have Always Be My Baby, where I believe
He
he
just
plays
kind of
himself.
walks in there, right?
Yeah.
He just kind of shows up.
There you go. Yeah, Anna's talking about another Michael Keaton movie. Yeah, we did the Michael Keaton movie draft recently. And then like Frank mentioned, they do have Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which I do think is also highly underrated. It's a great sequel. That would be
Kind of
one
dark, but it's
because
good.
we've talked about doing a movie draft of nothing but sequels, and this would be one that I would definitely probably put in there. We also have the other John Wick movies. You got a little Johnny Mnemonic in there. Don't forget that.
Yeah, the Matrix before the Matrix.
Yep.
Man of Tai Chi. Yeah.
Oh, that must have missed Chi.
Yeah. Going back to the 90s, you had My Own Private Idaho. It's from Gus Van Sant, actually, with him and River Phoenix.
Was that Phoenix's last movie?
I think it was. Of course,
Parenthood, yeah.
Parenthood with Steve Martin.
Who looked 80 and he was only 40.
River's Edge, which was apparently a very controversial movie. Also had Dennis Hopper in it as well. And Crispin Glover, for the love of God.
And it'll be the most controversial film you'll ever see this year.
It is. Don't forget about The Replacements.
The only thing that movie was so, I don't know, man. It's like it's funny, but at the same time, it's like you could tell the budget was really not there, not there for it.
Don't forget about Toy Story 4. He was Duke Kaboom.
Duke Kaboom.
So I was trying to think what would be my third movie. And I'm just going to say it right now because nobody picked it, oddly enough. Nobody picked Speed.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
Speed.
Yeah, I'm kind of meh on it too.
That's a great goddamn movie.
It's a great movie, but it's like
Hold on, let me try to look like him right now.
So somebody mentioned in the chat, Vero mentioned this one, because this was going to potentially be my third pick if somebody had already picked Speed. It's Constantine.
Aren't they, is he coming back to do that character?
I think they are potentially in talks to bring him back as Constantine. Which
and that lady that I was talking about, she's in there. She's the angel that he fights at the end. That actress.
Who's the angel?
Tilda
when they're in the pool area, and that's her.
Oh yeah, I just remember that one character actor plays a fantastic devil in that movie.
Yeah, the Russian guy.
Yeah, that dude's awesome.
He's in everything.
Yeah, he is. I remember him playing the bad guy Russian in
Armageddon.
Bad Boys 1 or 2. It was number 2, right? Yeah, because it's when they had that new kind of ecstasy. And then Martin Lawrence ends up taking some. I rewound that scene at least twice. When they show up at Joey Pantoliano's house, their boss. When they show up, fucking and he's like looking at the fish and stuff. And before they even go, Will Smith's like, "Would you look at your eyes?" He's like, "I'm not gonna look at my own eyes." Honest says unrelated, but if y'all have never seen his band Dogstar, definitely should. They're pretty good, and he's awesome at bass. And I did a video about them. They're actually kicking off I think it's called the Summer Vacation Tour 2024, and it's going to be kicking off at the Indiana State Fair coming up. So whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, go check out that video about Dogstar touring, and you can get the dates right there.
Right there.